Hey everybody, my name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits. Today I clearly have a new sweater to show you and a new sweater pattern to share with you, and I'll get to that in a minute. I'm very, very excited about how it turned out. I'm thrilled with the results. It's a perfect fit. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then the next part of this video is going to be kind of a trip recap of a trip that I took to Hastings, Minnesota last weekend with my friend Erica. We went to a sweater weather get-together at MUSE 2320, which is a yarn shop in Hastings, Minnesota. And it was kind of an outdoor thing where there was things on the street, vendors, and then there was a brewery next door that we all hung out and knit at like all afternoon and into the evening. And it was really, really fun. So stick around for that because it was a really nice, just a nice weekend, easy 2-day trip, and it was just beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. We saw waterfalls, like beautiful waterfalls. So stick around for that half of the video that's coming up after this. If you haven't been here before, this is my 1999 sweater. This is my design. It is coming out today. It'll be available on Ravelry today. So the sweater is called 1999. It is based on kind of the stripy sweaters from the Gap from the 90s and maybe into the 2000s that were kind of a holiday gift sweater. They came in all different stripe colors and combinations. They came in baby and kid and every size. And so I have sized this from baby through adult chest circumference of 72 inches. So it's very size inclusive. You can make it for a baby, you can make it for a child, you can make them as gifts. I really want to get a little baby size knit up really soon because I think that would be just so cute in these stripes, and just pick some stripes. You can knit the stripes in any width that you like. My sample is knit in 6 row or 6 round stripes. My friend Erica did 8 rows, and I'm knitting another one. It's somewhere around here in 4 rounds. So you can do 2, you can do 4, you can do 6, you can do 8. It's up to you, your stripe width. You can do it in a solid color. If you just want a solid, perfect pullover that fits you really well, it's a raglan, top down. You can do it in 1 color. You can do it in 2 colors, 3, 4, 5, multiple colors. I believe this one has 15 colors. I knitted this one in Modern Daily Knitting Atlas, which is a Rambouillet wool. It's 100% Rambouillet. Grown, spun, and dyed in the United States. It's a light worsted. I would say it's a pretty typical worsted though. You can use worsted from your stash and stash bust and do all these different colored stripes, or you can just pick a couple of colors and stripe them. This would be great in black and white, or like natural tones. I would love like an oatmeal and black stripy sweater. I am doing my Brooklyn Tweed, the second version of this in Brooklyn Tweed tones. So it's 2 shades of yellow. Let me just go grab that because it's fun to see. Here's my little tiny bit of progress on my Brooklyn Tweed tones striped sweater, which is the 1999 pattern. Just a little bit narrower stripes. This is 4 rounds and it looks so, I cannot wait to wear this one too. I need to keep trucking along on this one, but you can make big wide stripes. You can do anything you want. I mean, I would totally knit a navy solid one of these or a gray and just have a basic pullover. It is that. It is a basic pullover. It's going to fit you perfectly as long as you swatch and get gauge. Your worsted weight yarns are going to work. You can whip up a little baby sweater in leftovers and do all the little stripy colors for them. It's just an easy, fun little pattern to whip out, and I'm totally wearing this to Rhinebeck. It's going to be my little Rhinebeck sweater, so that's kind of fun. I'm planning on that already. I actually just had my neighbor take pictures of this in the backyard. She's a photographer, and we dog sit for her, and she offered a trade, and I was like, yes. Because I wanted some like selfie pictures of this sweater because I'm really excited about it, and I put a lot of work into it and all the different sizes and everything. And so I hope you'll go check it out on Ravelry. It is on sale I'm going to put it on sale for this whole week, I think, just with the code STRIPE, all caps, STRIPE on Ravelry. My Ravelry is Jen Geigley Knits or Jen Geigley. It might be Jen, I don't even know my Ravelry name. I think it's Jen Geigley. I'll put the link below. The code is STRIPE and you'll get 20% off the pattern for 1 week only. You can knit it for gifts and babies and kids and yourself and your husband. It is a unisex, anyone pattern. So let me stand up and show you all the stripes because you know I had a time deciding on the colors I was going to use. But I ended up just really liking some of these darker tones. I kind of repeated this maroon color and the orange and the dark green. And then I took these colors for the sleeve from this section up here. I thought that was really nice up towards the top with the navy trim. And then I just repeated that on the way back down. So I made mine right at my normal measurement, which is I usually make a size 40. I'm more of like a 38, 39 bust actual measurement, and this is just perfect on me. I think it has a couple inches positive ease. The sleeves are pretty fitted, but nice and comfortable and loose, and I can bend my arms and they don't slide up, which I love. It's like right to the wrist, which is exactly how I like it, and right to the hip, which is exactly how I like it. And so that is the whole finished sweater. I could not be happier with how it turned out. I think it's really fun with all of these colors. It is fun knitting. It is fun to wear. I just paired it with some corduroys, but it looks great with jeans too. But since I was taking pictures, my daughter suggested corduroys. Since this is the 1999 sweater, it is kind of a throwback to the 90s, a little bit that vibe. She's like, you need to wear corduroys and Doc Martens. And so that's what I wore for the pictures. And then, you can do whatever you want. This doesn't have to be a 90s throwback. It just happens to be inspired by the Gap sweaters of the 90s as like our original idea. And that whole story goes back to a conversation that I had with my friend Erica. We were talking about our senior pictures and that whole era and everything. I'm a little bit older than her, but she was taking her senior pictures in 1999. And let me just throw up her senior picture right here. She said I could, so here it is. And hers is so nice. Like she has such a normal senior picture and mine are like a little bit out there. It's just kind of fun to think about those times and the things that were popular then. And so she was saying she really, really, really wanted the Gap 1999 stripy sweater of that year. It's not called 1999. We're just calling it that because that's the year it came out, because we found people have been talking about these sweaters on Reddit. And so this one that this is kind of based on is from 1999, and that happens to be her graduating year, I think, Erica's. And so she got a knockoff Gap stripy sweater for her senior pictures, but always wanted the real one. And I'm like, we should just knit our own Gap stripy sweaters. And then we started joking around and talking about that a little bit. And then we're like, yeah, why not? And I'm like, I'll write that up. It's just a stripy sweater pattern that we can customize in any way that we want and try to fit in all the colors that we want, because all the Gap sweaters kind of had real multicolored mismatch. It didn't matter like what color was coming next. And that's kind of the fun of it. And so I'm trying to remember when this discussion happened, maybe last spring. I don't even remember. But so I wrote up the pattern. And then I ended up adding sizes for babies and kids because I'm like, this is the ultimate kid baby gift, or just maybe like a holiday sweat. Maybe your whole family has holiday stripy sweaters for your pictures. I could do that for my family. I'm thinking about that, but I don't know. Maybe. But I really want to make one for Bowie. I want to let him pick his colors. I really want to whip up a little baby one. The smallest size, I believe, is like an 18 or 19 inch chest. So, that's basically like a hat, like a worsted weight hat with sleeves, which would be so cute. So I wonder if I have time to bust out a quick baby one. Your stripes, again, can be narrower, thicker, thinner, whatever you want to do. It can be like a 3-color sweater. You can do whatever you want with this. The stripe width does not matter. It doesn't affect the pattern. You just knit to the end of your stripe and then do your cuff, when you feel like doing that. And you can make this longer or shorter. You can just adjust it as needed. It's just a very basic worsted weight sweater pattern, but it is very well graded and thought out and designed. So it's going to fit you really nicely. You can go up a little bit if you want a little more ease. You can go down a little bit if you want a slimmer fit, but I think it's kind of just right. So go check it out on Ravelry. It is new, fresh, like released today on Ravelry, so it's kind of a big deal. So even if this isn't your thing that you'd like to purchase, go give it a like or a heart, because it really helps kind of boost it a little bit so more people see it today. That really kind of matters on Ravelry in the beginning, like how many people see or like your pattern right off the bat, and it just kind of helps it out a little bit, which helps me out a little bit and kind of makes all this work worth it. And yeah, it is on sale for this week only. Using the code STRIPE on Ravelry will get you 20% off, which is kind of awesome. And then you'll have it in your library. You can make it in a plain version or a 2-color version, or for a gift, or for a child, or for the holidays. It's just kind of fun. So thank you so much for going over and checking it out. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me, picking out stripe colors and all that stuff. I will share here a few pictures that my neighbor took so kindly, because I didn't want to do the selfies and try to worry about it myself. She was so nice, and she's like, I'll take pictures in the backyard of you in your sweater. And so that was really fun and awesome. So let's talk about this Minnesota last minute trip that we went on last weekend. It was over Labor Day weekend. That's when this event was held. And Erica and I were talking, and we didn't have anything planned for the weekend. And we had happened to stumble across this post on Instagram for a sweater weather get together in Minnesota, which just sounded like the perfect thing. We live in Iowa, so Minnesota is a quick little drive for us. We were like, we could take a day trip and just jump up and do this little event and hang out and knit for a while. Or then we were thinking about it a little bit longer, and we thought we could stay over just one night and then hit up IKEA on the way home, which, as you know, I'm obsessed with all the IKEA fabrics, and it's kind of nice to see them in the store and see what isn't available online. And Erica has also been sewing with the IKEA fabrics as well, so that's the option that won out since we didn't have any other plans. So we ended up staying overnight, having a perfect 2-day little weekend getaway. The weather was absolutely gorgeous. It really was sweater weather, and it suddenly felt like fall just being in Minnesota, which is a little bit north of us. They get their sweater weather a little bit earlier, and we were right off the water, and we saw all these beautiful waterfalls. So we mixed in a little bit of nature with our knitting, and it was just the perfect time. So the shops that were at this get together, so it was partially outside on this Main Street area, outside of MUSE, the brick and mortar shop. Then they had the Yarn Adventure truck, which I follow online, but I don't know if I'd actually seen in real life. The Botanical Knitters, so I think that's the post that we saw in the beginning, and she's really fun and does a ton of sewing too. So she was there, the Yarn Adventure truck, Crafty Like a Monkey, Get Bent's Farm, Lavender Loon. Our friend Sam was supposed to be there, but she was sick, so I hope you're feeling better, Sam. So we missed seeing her, but maybe we'll check out her yarn online. I know she has a bunch on her website. Salts of the North, and then the whole knitting part of it where you could knit during the afternoon. There's a spinning, like 2 hours just dedicated to that, but you could knit during that as well, and then you could knit into the evening. That was all at Spiral Brewery, which is right next door. And there's beautiful restaurants and things on this main street, lots of vintage stores that we checked out. We just kind of wandered, and it was really a pottery studio, and so it was really fun. And then we just sat and knitted at this brewery that was next door, and we got to shop MUSE a little bit, and I think that's everyone that was there. But it was really, really fun. So it was like a little fiber market, and then the knitting time, which was just nice to have knitting time. And then we went and got some snacks and went back to our hotel. And then we went to IKEA the next day to see some of the new things that they had there, and to see what fabrics they had in stock, and just to kind of, get little necessities like like you do when you get there and you're like, oh, I need this, these little tiny things that add up to, but they're also, it's it's so affordable, the little things that you need, the extras and the, like I always need kitchen things and I always get shower curtain liners, and they had a beautiful woven section of this new line that they're carrying that was like baskets, woven rugs, which someone already sent me a TikTok on this woman who made the woven rug into a bag. That was so cool. And I kind of wish I would have got that now. A beautiful robe. It was like all kind of olive green and purple, like lavender. And then this little basket that was shaped like a cat, and it's like a little cat bed, but neither of us got it. And you kind of come home like, why didn't we get everything? But you also are trying to stay on a budget because it's almost Rhinebeck time. Also, I know I'm all over the place, but I also just got vaccinated. Highly recommend. These vaccines, I got a flu and a COVID vaccine yesterday. Feeling great, just a little sore. But I do, if you're going to Rhinebeck, like so many of us, and if you're not, also you too, it's just so good to get it now. It takes a month to kick in, and the new vaccines are out now, so go get it. It's just good for us all. You don't want to get COVID too many times. We've all, some people are still getting it the first time, but I've had it twice. I don't want to get it a third time. So let's all hang in there, be tough, get vaccinated, protect ourselves, protect others, and it's just a good thing to do. It's fall, it's time. The new vaccines are out. So anyway, let's get to the video recap of our little weekend in Minnesota. Please stay tuned for the waterfalls. And I say waterfalls because we went to more than one waterfall. We went to these huge, breathtaking, beautiful waterfalls. The first one was Vemillion Falls Park in Hastings, Minnesota. So where the sweater weather get together was held was just a couple miles away, was this beautiful waterfall that we had to go see. So it was a beautiful mix of like outdoor nature, this beautiful, perfect weather. You couldn't not get outside. And then the second day we went to Minnehaha Falls in Minneapolis, which was amazing, unreal. And we did a little hike up to the top and around. It was just gorgeous, gorgeous. A fun outdoorsy thing to do in our little trip, and just kind of was the perfect thing. It's also like only 3 miles from IKEA, so it was on our way home. So anyway, here's all of that recap of our Minnesota weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out this week. I really appreciate you being here. And thank you for checking out this sweater on Ravelry. It is a lot of work to write a sweater pattern, even a simple one. A lot went into the grading and the tech edits and all of that stuff and the time spent and the sample knitting and all of that stuff. So I really appreciate you even just giving it a heart on Ravelry or just checking it out. Don't forget, it's 20% off this weekend and this week with the code STRIPE on Ravelry. Just add that and check out and it will appear in your cart. And I thank you for checking it out and just for hanging out here while I've been working on it. It really means a lot. It's always like kind of hard to hit publish and put it out into the world, and you just wait and kind of see what happens. So I hope people like it, and I hope you like it. I really like it, and I can't wait to wear this to Rhinebeck. So it's totally gonna be one of my Rhinebeck Day sweaters for sure, this little corduroy ensemble. Thank you for joining us on our Minnesota weekend trip. It was so nice. It was just so nice to get away, to kind of knit near the water. It really felt like sweater weather. That made me feel like fall is here, and now I'm ready for all the sweater knitting. I'm ready for Rhinebeck. I'm ready to see how much more I can knit before October. Does anybody else feel like that? But it just feels so nice, and it was just such a good little getaway. I hope you're having a great morning, a great weekend, a great week ahead whenever you're watching this. Thank you so much for all your comments and for your time spent here. I love reading your comments. It means a lot. I just love hearing your tips and tricks and advice and stories and all of it. So thank you for doing that. And please like and subscribe if you feel like it. I upload a new video every Saturday morning, so I will see you next week with something new. And thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you in the next one. Bye.